Well, let's move on to the next management. Indian Overseas Bank is the bank on our radar next. Fourth quarter numbers came through. Advances saw healthy growth. Margins have improved, while loan growth momentum is also healthy. We'll talk about the numbers on Indian Overseas Bank, but we'll also talk about the entire JSW Bhushan Steel issue. Mr. Ajay Kumar Srivastava is Managing Director and CEO at the bank. He's with us now. Mr. Srivastava, good morning, sir. Prashant here.
Good morning.
Our colleague from Delhi, Sapna, just told us that lenders are considering, and it should move forward next week. Hopefully, I mean, this is source-based information that they are considering a review petition in this regard. Indian Overseas Bank recovered, the numbers that I have, about 760 crores from this resolution, which was about 2.6% of your net worth, which is about 2.6% of your net worth. Could you first tell us if you are privy to these discussions, sir, in terms of a review petition?
Yeah, in fact, these discussions are going on since the time the order came out. And the plan is yet to be finalized, and all the options are being discussed, and those options are on the table. Maybe in a couple of days, the action plan will be finalized. But having said that, from IOB side, what I have to say is that the 760 crores we did get. And in the worst case scenario, even if we are supposed to refund it, I have to say that we are having sufficient cushion in the balance sheet, and this can be handled it very efficiently without creating any adverse impact on the balance sheet.
I got that. So let's just take it one by one. First of all, you are confirming that discussions have been ongoing since the judgment, right? And a review petition is also very much on the table, but nothing has been decided. And perhaps action in the next few days is likely, right? I got that clear.
Yes, it is under discussion only at this stage. Nothing has been finalized. And as I said, that all options are on the table.
You know, as review petitions are, the admission of review petitions are generally very rare in the Supreme Court. I mean, that's essentially just the history of it, sir.
I can say that nothing has been decided as yet. Everything is on the table only at discussion stage. Maybe in a couple of days you will come to know.
No, absolutely. I completely agree, and it'll be a joint decision in that sense, whatever is decided. But what I was coming to is, as things stand right now, how will you treat this? I mean, if, say, for example, the judgment has come and that's it, what happens? Will you have to, this money goes back to JSW? How will you treat it, sir? This recovery?
See, we are prepared for all the eventualities, and as I said, as far as IOB is concerned, the 760 crores in the worst case scenario, if finally it happens, and that if is a very big if it happens, we are having sufficient resources available in the balance sheet to handle it without creating any adverse impact on any of the numbers of IOB.
Will you have to create additional provisions, sir? That's what you're saying, right? And you'll be able to. The balance sheet is strong enough to be able to handle that. That's essentially what you're saying.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. All right. Hi, Mr. Srivastava. Good morning, and thanks for that detail. Couple of questions now. I tracked the asset closely, actually, and the asset today is in far better shape than what it was, say, 5 or 6 years ago. Are you optimistic? In fact, you can realize a bigger value from this particular asset whenever it goes for rebidding. And also, according to you, do you believe JSW Steel will be eligible to rebid for this asset?
It will be difficult to comment on that because lots of legal issues are involved. And the legal team is working on it. And I do believe that whatever decision happens, of course, it will be in accordance with the law. And whatever, I do believe that whatever is good for the Indian economy overall as a whole and for the banks, that type of decision will come out. That is what I believe in.
And maybe you can get a bigger value than what you got earlier because the asset is in far better shape?
Exactly. That can also happen, yes.
So that means that while there is a review petition, in the event there is a liquidation, I mean, your interests are more than covered, even if you have to pay back the 760.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, sir. So let's see. I think we have a next very important couple of days as far as this matter is concerned. And thank you for sharing the on-ground perspective with us. Now, I just want to come to the business itself, Q4. And want to start by understanding the asset quality picture, sir, because your slippages have increased quite a bit and you have taken high write-offs as well. Let's actually get those numbers on the screen for our viewers. Slippages at 2,753 crores, far higher than Q3. And there we go, write-offs at 3,000 crores. So with the write-offs, obviously the GNPA ratio is looking fine. So what happens, sir? Where are these slippages coming? What were the write-offs? And what are you seeing on asset quality?
Yes, so asset quality is perfectly fine if you look at the numbers. And there is one information which is already in the public domain regarding MTNL. And IOB was having an exposure of 2,330 crores in MTNL. That slipped in Q4. And against that, we have made 100% provision. And that is how the slippage ratio, the numbers you are seeing slightly at a heightened level as compared to previous quarters or last year also. If you take that 2,330 crores out of the total slippages, then total slippage for the bank as a whole, for the year as a whole, it's only 1,200 crores, which was 1,500 crores last year. So it's only one-off incident, one account. And that too, the balance sheet was so resilient that we have made 100% provision against that. And that is how GNPA and NPA, none of the ratios have been impacted.
So what you're saying is that explains the slippage point, that it was all MTNL. But otherwise, asset quality looking good. So let's talk about growth, because growth in the fourth quarter was very strong for you. FY26, what is your loan growth target?
Yeah, last year also the guidance was 12 to 13% of growth in credit. This year also the same guidance continues, and anything about 13%, between 13 to 14%, 15%, that is what we are looking at. And in addition to credit also, I have to say that since entire industry is struggling for deposit growth, the guidance which we gave last year was to the tune of around 10%. And we almost, we are there, 9.86% growth in deposit we could show.
So 13 to 15% loan growth target is on the higher side. When you talk to most banks, most talk about 10 to 12%. So 15% sounds fantastic. What will drive it? Which segment? I mean, are you seeing a revival in corporate loan demand? Will it be MSMEs? Which segment?
It's all segment. If you look at the portfolio of IOB, we are having retail, credit, retail, MSME, agri and corporate, all equal proportion to the tune of 25 to 26%. And there's no concentration on any one area. So retail, agri and MSME will continue to grow, like we have grown around 20% over last year. And corporate, of course, will be we are going to pay special attention to that corporate sector, mainly on those industries where government's PLI scheme is operational. So those sectors we are eyeing at.
Okay, and just a quick outlook on the margins, sir, as well. Again, they've held very steady year on year, but as we look at the rate cut cycle, I mean, how quickly will you be repricing your deposits, and what should we expect on NIMs, say, over the next couple of quarters?
Yeah, there will be some pressure on the margin. Our NIM stands at 3.58 as on 31st March 25, and we do hope that there will be some moderation, but we are very hopeful that we can maintain it between 3.4 to 3.5.
Okay, all right. So we'll leave it on that note. Thank you very much. Very helpful conversation. Lots of perspective on not just the JSW asset, but the slippages, the NIM, and the overall growth prospects. So looking confident as far as growth this year is concerned. That's Indian Overseas Bank.